Hey everybody, happy Valentine's Day weekend. It's Jamin with Keene Point of View, the best intersection of gay issues, politics, and Christianity. This week I will be ranting against conservative Christians and why I'm sick to death of y'all representing in the name of Jesus everywhere but in your actions and deeds towards others who don't believe as you believe or don't live as you live. I really wish you would just bow down to Satan on this because he's the only one pleased with your shenanigans. Jesus is not pleased. First is the Grammys. Beyonce is a whore. Jay-Z is a pathetic stump of a husband who should have been able to control his wife and what she was wearing on stage and shouldn't have danced with her like that because she was making other men lust after her. They were singing a song about sex in their marriage and a drunken night of sex in their marriage, and according to y'all, that's not what a real marriage is. Now, the National Organization for Marriage said that it's great that they're married, but that's not what real marriage is. And they would know what it is because they're the ones who are fighting so hard in every state to stop gay people from getting married, even though they're continuing to get married. But the National Organization for Marriage is doing absolutely nothing to stop the divorce rate in heterosexual marriages. So on that alone, I would say National Organization for Marriage, you are an embarrassment. I, for one, am happy to know that there are heterosexual couples who can stay married for a long time and still enjoy sex with each other on a regular basis. It's nice to know that not all marriages have to end up with people not liking sex when you know if you're single that going into a marriage you either have had sex and like it or would like it, and you know that you would probably want it pretty regularly. So it's nice to know that there are couples who actually subscribe to that. It honestly gives those of us who are single some hope to know that you can still be married for a while and still enjoy having sex with each other. So yeah, for me, give me more of that. Give me drunk in love or sober in love. Either way, give me sex and marriage. And I guess those of you who are mad at Beyonce and Jay-Z need some more sex in your lives. I would recommend Partition from Beyonce's album. Matter of fact, go ahead and put on Drunk in Love, Partition, and Rocket from her latest album in your bedroom, and go ahead and send your spouse the lyrics from the bridge of Blow. I guarantee you that you will spice up your obviously unused and shriveled genitals, conservative Christians who need to get laid more, and you will learn how to relax. Second, conservative Christians on gay stuff. This is an area where you consistently fail, Christians, especially conservative Christians. Shut up, you fail. Constantly. You can tell yourselves all day long that you're properly loving gay people by not giving them the time of day and condoning their sinful lifestyle, and yet they let you continue to be 5'4" and 300 pounds and go to Golden Corral for the third time this weekend. That's called Gluttony Center. But you're not properly loving them at all. Properly loving a gay person does not lend itself to constantly shaming the gay person and reminding them how gay they are and how displeased you are with their lifestyle and how much you disapprove, and how much the Bible disapproves of the way that they're living. But that's what you're doing when you say you hate the sin but love the sinner. You're constantly putting yourself above the sinner. You're constantly saying that you look down on them from your perch of being sinless because you're not gay, but you always remind them whenever you're out together, maybe at dinner or maybe at a movie, you always bring up the gay thing and how they're living gay and how they need to stop, and they don't tell you how you need to pay your child support. What I want to know is, while you are flicking out the speck in their eye while not paying attention to the log in your own eye, who is reminding you conservative Christians out there that you are a constant sinner? Because nobody reminds people that they're a sinner as much as conservative Christians do. And I know when I say conservative Christians, everyone thinks of the white Christian from maybe the Westboro Baptist Church, but any conservative Christian, and a lot of times the black church is full of conservative Christians, socially conservative Christians, who would never condone a gay person even though they would employ them as the minister of music and the choir director for years. And this takes me to Kansas, where the House of Representatives in Kansas approved a bill that would legally back up anyone who wanted to discriminate against a gay person for any reason. Not only a gay person, but a gay associated person. So if you are a person who isn't gay but you support your gay brother, or you support your gay sister, or you condone a gay marriage because you went to it, someone with a business can discriminate against you because you condone the homosexual lifestyle. The House of Representatives in Kansas said that they needed to do this in order to speak up for the Christians who are rabidly opposed to homosexuality. They needed legal protections to protect their free speech, and I want to know where their free speech is getting attacked impact by gay people getting married. I'm still not clear on that. You're still free to speak out against it. It's just that people won't be listening to you when you hinge the gospel of Jesus Christ on your ability to be able to speak out against homosexuality, which is not what the gospel is about. So listen, sweeties, bless your hearts. This is the same ideology that was used by white conservatives to keep blacks enslaved, and the same ideology used by those pretty much same white conservatives to keep blacks separate from whites during the time of Jim Crow and segregation. And it was the same ideology and logic used against abortion rights activists and women who got abortions after 1973. And it's the same argument being applied to gay people today. You're hinging your gospel on the ability to speak out against social issues. When you do that, you really hide the Jesus in it, and nobody is really checking for Jesus because you're really lashing out and accusing people of just being worthless people. I mean, women who get abortions, you're happy when abortions are banned and they're forced to go to a back alley because the procedure could possibly kill them. But hey, they're murderers. They're the ones who chose to have an abortion and wanted to kill a life inside of them, and now 2 lives are gone, and you seem to forget the life of the baby if a woman has to get a botched abortion. But you're okay with God punishing her for getting an abortion. Let me tell you, women who have had abortions, it's not a decision that most of them enter into lightly. From the women I know who have had them, it's not a decision that they enter into lightly. They often either regret their decision or are conflicted because they kind of regret their decision, but they don't kind of regret how their life worked out. So it's a complex situation that they think a lot through before going into the decision, and I would really appreciate it if you would approach it from that angle. But it's probably because you don't think. You don't think at all about things like this. It's just that hard for you to think. Everyone has to live up to your standard as a conservative, and you don't even live up to that standard 100% of the time. If you did, you wouldn't have your senators busted for things like sleeping with prostitutes while having a diaper on. But back to the gay thing, you're doing it wrong, conservatives. You can tell me that you've seen the slavery of homosexuality broken over someone who gave their life to God and how God got rid of it in their lives, and now they're married to someone of the opposite sex for 10 years, and how they have kids now, and how great it is for them to be able to have done that with the help of God, and how they're in the same social circle with you, doing whatever they need to fit in and gain your approval. Let that sink in. Listen, I'm not against the ex-gay movement as far as you having a choice to live your life however you see fit, but don't sit there and tell me that God completely changed your sexual orientation when you did it more for the approval of other people in your Christian circle than you ever did for the approval of the Lord. Christian conservatives, Jesus said the world will hate you because of your witness of Him. The world isn't hating you because of that today, conservative Christians. They're hating you because you are the biggest jackasses to ever walk the earth in the name of Jesus. And I want to know what the hell is wrong with you. You're attacking marriage because it doesn't fit what you think a marriage should be, but you stay silent about the fact that married couples have more satisfying sex than single people who do nothing but talk about it and sing about it in songs all day long. But it's wrong for a married woman like Beyonce to sing about it. It might be a healthier approach to sex if you are okay with admitting that married couples have sex and talk about how great it is. Maybe a little bit better of a sexual approach here. And you attack gay people because it distracts from your issues with gluttony, gambling, addiction, alcoholism, that abortion you had at 17, the amount of porn you watch, and the one time you raped your wife because she didn't want to give it up because she was PMSing, but you said it was her wifely duty to do so, so you went ahead and had sex. Christian conservatives, do better. Make Jesus happier. I guarantee you that no one is hearing your love for Jesus through all the noise you're making on social issues because you're not taking the time to be the hands and feet that God needs you to be. to reach out to people and reach on a personal level without any preset conditions. In closing, once again, this is Jamin with Keene Point of View, the best intersection of gay issues, politics, and Christianity. Recently on my blog, KeenePointOfView.com, I've been posting a lot. I do apologize for not doing videos as frequently, but on the blog, I blogged about George Zimmerman wanting to do boxing matches and interviews, now talking about Trayvon Martin, and I have never wanted a tree to fall on someone so badly in my life. I also talked about 5 reasons a Christian government is a bad idea. I gave a black woman's response to this white woman who was so stressed out in her yoga class over seeing a black woman in it, so much so that she went home and cried about it. I also started a new series, Twisted Bible Stories, and this first one is Naomi and Ruth in a way that you've never thought of before, I guarantee it. And I asked the question finally on another post, is the NFL ready for an openly gay player in Michael Sam if he gets drafted? They have criminals, adulterers, violent offenders, and drug abusers already, but a gay person is just too much for the family to see. I'm sorry, wait, that was what was said to me after a family reunion when I brought some of my closest friends who mean the most to me to meet my family who means the most to me. And thankfully, most of my family acted like they had some sense and love, which prevented me from cussing folk out. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel here. Links to my blog, Facebook fan page, and Twitter page are listed below. Thanks for watching. Please tell others about Keene Point of View. One of my tweets was featured on NPR's Tell Me More, which is one of my favorite programs, along with my real name. And I need your help to make this year, this project that I'm doing blows up big and blessed. So please tell others about it. Happy Valentine's Day weekend again, and God bless the side chicks who celebrated on either the 13th or the 15th. Side chicks, you're so sad. Get some self-respect, please. Thanks for watching again, and take care.
And now it's time for Back Talk, our first time on Thursdays. That's where we hear from you, our listeners, and editor Ahmad Omar is back with us once again to tell us what's going on today, Ahmad.
Michelle, we talked a little bit about a Velveeta shortage that's going on across the country, and if you don't already know, it's officially a pasteurized, prepared cheese product. But Michelle, it's also known as liquid gold in some quarters, must-have for football games, and so we thought the shortage was worth a closer look, also known as the cheese apocalypse. But Michelle, the haters were out in full force on Twitter like this one. Velveeta is the garbage water of cheese.
Oh,
That's
ouch.
from Jamin Keene.